Harbir and Darshan's time management course, day 2. I feel privileged that you're joining me on this journey and you're one of the select few who will be doing this with me. And I'm on this journey too. I'm constantly trying to improve, get better. So I thank you for doing this with me, and anything that I've learned, I'm happily willing to share with you and go on this journey together, and hopefully we can improve and help improve each other. So things that I don't know, you can teach me, and things that you may not have had as much time to work on, hopefully if I've had more time I can work on those with you, and we can mutually benefit each other. And that's what it's all about, right? Growing and learning. So we're going to get into day 2. Now what you're going to need for this day 2 is a pen and a piece of paper. Now you could be all technical and go with lots of apps like Trello, but we're going to focus on piece of paper and a pen. I find that technology is good, but it's not the same cognitive, neurocognitive, kinesthetic experience. It's just a fancy way of saying it's different to using a piece of paper and a pen. And if you are going to use technology, I would say use it secondary. So write with your hand, write things down, and then afterwards you can commit it to computer afterwards if you want to. But this is something that I've worked out. There's lots of downsides from using technology as well as upsides, but we're going to focus on my time management strategy. So paper and pen. Now the purpose of this course is to make you that 1% of the population who is successful at whatever they aim to do. And when you have time and when you manage your time effectively, the sky's the limit in what you can do. But that doesn't mean you should do everything, right? Because what success means to me is going to be, what success means to you is going to be different to what it means to me. So first thing I want you to create is I want you to draw a pyramid like this fancy piece of artwork over here. Now once you've drawn that pyramid, I want you to divide it into like 5 or 7 sections. But before you do that, I want you to list 1, 2, 3 on the sides, and I want you to write what your priorities are. Because unless you live in line with your values and your priorities, then everything else is pointless. So as I said, my definition of success is going to be different to you. So how I want to spend my time is going to be different, and that is going to change over time as well. So I'm going to put here what means the most to me. So number 1, I'm going to write family. This is just my example. It doesn't, you just write whatever your top priorities are. Next is, for me, is health. I write mental and physical. Number 3 would be probably personal development. Number 4 would be probably spirituality. So I'm going to write spirit. And number 5 would be contribution. Let's just put work, because that's my way of contributing to the world. And number 6 would probably be recreation, things that I like to do, like watching films. I really like watching films, although I don't get to do it very often. And the last one would be socializing, like seeing friends and family. So there's my 7. I need 7. You're meant to do like 3 or 5, but obviously I've got way too many balls that I'm trying to keep up in the air. So then I make my pyramid, and then there you go. So at the top I put in what my first priority is. So I'm going to write family. And you've got to be honest with yourself, right? Because no one else is going to see this. I'm not going to ask you to put it up. Although I hope you did your first assignment. And once you're done, either put done in the comment box so I know you've done it. And or email me. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm only going to send day 2 and day 3 and the next assignments to those people who complete the assignments. Because otherwise, what is the point? This is not meant to be entertainment. Okay, number 2 for me is health. Number 3 is spirituality. And they some of these link. So I want you to do this pyramid, and I want you to have it somewhere where you can see it. So maybe in your office, or maybe in your diary or your notebook. So once you've got your priorities, which is really important because you need to refer back to this. And when you look at how you spend your week now, if you look at your average week, you've got to figure out whether that's how you're spending your time, and that's the next part. So what I'd like you to do next is sketch out a week. You can see some of my fancy artwork now. Featherstone High School in Southall art class coming in handy. So let's go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So those are the days of the week. If you don't have kids, you won't get why I just the joke I just made. Okay, so once you've done that, you've got you can see my artwork in a second. So there I've made Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And you can work like 3 days at a time or 5 days at a time or 7. I wouldn't work more than kind of sketch out more than 5 days, more than a week or max. The less the better really. Because the more you try and plan things, life is so that you're going to get a spanner in the works and you're not going to be able to stick to your plan. It's going to throw things out the window. So you want a relatively flexible plan. Now you've got your days of the week here and you've got to figure out how you put your priorities in. So what number one priority? So I'm going to figure out, okay, well, let's say I block these off as 3-hour slots, just arbitrarily. You don't need to do that. But just for making my drawing easier, I'm going to say actually, well, family time, every evening I want to be with my family. So I'm going to colour that, whatever family colour is. Now, I have dyslexia, so colours work really well for me, but even if you don't have dyslexia, it's worth using colours. So I'm going to block out family. I don't have colours with me right now, but so let's just put an F for family, and I'm going to be with my family every night apart from one night because of work. So then I put that in there. So that is my time. So my wife, Darshan, knows where I'm going to be. She knows that that is my time with the family. I can take them out, I can do stuff. But that time, the 3 hours before they sleep, which is they go sleep about 9, my kids go sleep really late. So that would be 6 to 9 every day. I have the kids, whatever I do with them. And that's dedicated time. So that means dad is potentially unavailable during other times, but dad can be guilt-free and focus on what he needs to focus on, because it's not like he's neglecting his family, because it's those 3 hours that he's going to be with the family every day without fail, and those hours can't be used for anything else. So it might sound a bit cold, but you need to schedule in time for your family. Next thing is health. So I need to train, because I got mad without, those who know me, I'd go crazy if I didn't do exercise. So I'm going to put the first 3 hours in the morning for exercise, and that's going to be on every day apart from the days that I go to work in the clinic. And you would color code this, definitely color code it. And then what's next for me? Personal development. And when am I going to do personal development? I would do personal development in like 10 minutes before my works, in the start of my work session, or I could fit that in then, or on the way. I could listen to audiobooks on the way to work, that type of thing. So I'm going to leave that one out for now. Spirituality, I do that during my morning work session. So then you've got to figure out work. So I'll put in second session in the day as work. So I've planned out my week like this, right? And now in a week, you're going to need to tweak it. As we go through the course, you're going to need to tweak it, because it's not going to pan out like you want it to be. But this is just an indication, so that you can figure out, because initially before I had this, I thought, oh my God, I don't have any time. I felt so stressed. But actually I realized I do have, once I started being more aware of my time, and what doesn't get monitored doesn't get managed. So as I started managing and monitoring it, I started managing it better. So that is the number one, that is day one. You've got to monitor it in order to manage it. So we want to monitor it. And if we have this rough chart, then we can figure out, well, actually it's Monday at 3 p.m. and you know what, these are my priorities, this is what I want out of life, these are the things that are most important to me, and I'm watching Netflix, so it's not in line with my priorities, and so it helps you keep on track. It just makes life easier and less stressful when you know everything is in hand, or most things are in hand. So that's the day one's assignment. So what I want you to do is, once you've done this, I want you to post in the comments or message me. And I'm going to stop sending you stuff unless you actually do the assignments, because action is the most important thing. Action. So thank you for joining me on day 2, and look forward to day 3.